Dr. Jill Gibson is the medical director of Planned Parenthood Arizona. Before that, she worked in private practice as an OB/GYN in Phoenix for 9 years. Dr. Jill, thanks for being with us. The FDA first approving the first oral contraceptive back in 1960. The O pill, by the way, now is the first non-prescription birth control pill to be approved. Why did it take so long?
It's a really good question. We have decades of data that support the safety and efficacy of this medication, so it has been really puzzling to those of us who have been working with this community and within this movement for this long, why it has taken quite a while to get us to this stage. But what I can say is that this is just really welcome progress, long overdue, but welcome progress towards increasing equitable access to this really essential component of reproductive health care.
How concerned are you that this pill could wind up being the next target in the war over control of women's bodies and their contraceptive decisions?
Well, I think that we recognize that we're at a certain position, really a culture war, unfortunately, at this time in our nation, where everyone wants to have a say over what people can do with their own bodies. We recognize that basically everything is now a target for bodily autonomy. But, I actually am really feeling hopeful today. I think this is, as I mentioned, really welcome progress in the right direction. And we will celebrate the wins where we can and continue to fight all of the battles that are ahead in terms of, for example, access to accessible contraceptive. That's an important point. And also access to reproductive health care in terms of abortion access.
Explain to our audience that this is not a morning after pill. This is a birth control pill that you would have to take every day, correct?
That's absolutely correct. So this is a preventative method. This is a medication that is used to basically taken daily, just as any other birth control would be. And this basically prevents ovulation in some occasions and also prevents pregnancy from occurring in the first place. So this is not the same as the morning after pill or an abortion pill. This is just standard birth control.
So what are the difference between the O pill and I guess the major brands of prescription-only birth control pills that they might get?
Sure, that's a great question. This pill contains only progesterone. A lot of the standard combined hormonal contraceptive pills contain both estrogen and progestin. Progestin has been used effectively as a single agent for birth control for many, many decades. And actually, the estrogen component was added to birth control pills really just to help stabilize some symptoms that patients were having, like irregular bleeding. Without having estrogen in this over-the-counter pill, it does make the pill more accessible and widely available to patients who wouldn't otherwise be able to use estrogen-containing products. So this is exciting because this is a really safe medication for a large number of patients.
So will I be able to walk into a pharmacy and buy a pack of these pills just like I was grabbing a bottle of aspirin?
I think that is the hope. We'll have to, of course, wait and see, and hopefully that will be the case very shortly. I think something that you're bringing up, though, is really important. We need to make sure that this medication, even if it is available over the counter, is accessible, and that means that it has to be affordable. So we're anxiously awaiting. We have bated breath to see what the pricing is going to be on this. We know that certainly patients are not able to access medications if they can't pay for them. So that's a very important point that we need to continue to work towards.
Dr. Jill, how concerned are you about what could wind up being a burden of proof? And I'll use as examples pills for allergies. If you get ready to buy certain allergy medications, even though they are sitting on the shelves, they want to see your ID. Are you concerned that with this particular pill, you might be forced to give up your ID, data that might wind up being stored in a database that could cause women to say, I don't want my information stored and shared?
Certainly, privacy in all aspects of sexual and reproductive health care is extremely important as we're in this phase of this real culture war that I was mentioning earlier. I think what I am really excited and want to focus on is the fact that this will actually increase patients' ability to access medication that they might have not otherwise been able to access because of privacy concerns. So, for example, many teens might not logistically be able to schedule an appointment to come into a health center or to access birth control through a prescription by going to see, a provider through their parents' insurance, for example. So although there are going to, of course, always be challenges and hurdles that we'll have to surmount, I think that this is still a really large win in enabling patients who might have other privacy concerns from being able to access the pill.
Doctor, I only have 20 seconds left, but because this could wind up